All right. What is up, everyone? So this is obviously a morning show. I'm going to give kind of a rundown of kind of the things that I wanted to talk about on this stream. And sorry if my hair looks like dog shit. I don't usually do it in the morning. Plus, I got a bunch of yard work to do after this. I might try and set up a camera because I got the chickens wandering around in the backyard, so that might be fun. Let me know. But I wanted to try and have this set up as kind of a radio style show since this is basically podcasting, right? So I'm going to have a couple song breaks. They're going to be cover songs from different bands. I figure I can try testing out any of the strikes and see how they affect different things. Because, I mean, what's it matter if this page gets nuked? But getting into the topics that I wanted to hold on. That'll be a good test to see if that cough mic works. You'll probably hear a click when I do that, but apologize for that being obnoxious. I wanted to kind of go through a bunch of different cool, interesting, important landmarks throughout Arizona, especially because I figure why wait for somebody else that's in Arizona to do it when I can just start doing this? You know, it's one of those things where it's like, it'd be fun to fuck around with, and if I'm doing it in the morning, maybe I'll get a decent whack at making this a decent job. So we're going to be going over a couple different locations, and then also connecting them to other things like Wilhelm Reich, going into orgonite, and few other things like that. So the locations we'll be going over is High Jolly's tomb, the historical 9/11 marker in downtown Phoenix. Where are my other ones? Yeah, and that's at the Wesley Bolin Memorial Plaza, the Superstition Mountains, Governor Hunt's tomb, the Casa Grande ruins, and a location that I found out in the middle of the desert called the Gate of God. So a couple different interesting locations, I guess. So with that, I'm going to send it off with a couple songs to basically get my energy up and make sure that I'm good to go. And let people roll in. So this the first two songs you'll see, I mean, the playlist on the side that I have set up should be pretty fun. So I'll see you guys in a bit. I'm going to check on the sound levels, and I'll see you after this, not, I was going to say ad break, this musical break. Wow. Sucks to suck. Sorry, let's try that again.
Starting an online store is easier than you think. Let me show you how to quickly open one with Shopify. First, go to shopify.com and start a free trial. Next, create a beautiful online store without any design or coding skills. Use one of Shopify's professional templates and easily change fonts, colors, and images. Next, add products. Just upload a photo and give your product a name, description, and set the price.
Can't deny when a girl walks in with an anybody wasting around thinking your bitch you get spun. What more fuck? Cause you notice that bump was stuck deep with the jeans she's wearing. Well, I'm hooked and I can't stop staring. Oh baby, I wanna get with ya and take your picture. My homeboy tried to warn me, but what you got? That's what I'm scared. Wanna get my bands? Then you ain't that other girl, babe. Well, I've seen them dancing. Hell with romancing, she's wet, gonna go like a turbo vet. I'm tired of magazines, seeing black blood's other thing. To the average black man asking that, she got a pack bus back. Oh, fellas, fellas, your girlfriend got the butt. Shake it, shake it, shake that healthy butt. Get it up and go. Let it go.
Nobody can lie, this is one of the best fucking covers ever. It's fucking great. Alright.
Sisters, I wanna get richer. I won't cuss or hit ya, but I gotta be strict when I say I wanna break up dawn. Well, I pimps won't like this song. Some folks that hit and quit it. I'd rather stay and play, cause I'm wrong and I'm strong and I'm down to get the friction on. So ladies, ladies, run roll my Mercedes. Turn around, stay it out. Even white boys got the shout. Baby, I'm back now. Yeah, baby, when it comes to females, Cosmo ain't got nothing to do with my selection. Oh, baby. 36, 24, 36, only if she's fine. To a girlfriend rolls a Honda, rain work out taste by Fonda, but Fonda ain't got a motor in the back of her Honda. You decide benzo sucks, but please don't lose that butter. Some folks wanna play the hard road and tell you that the blood ain't gold. So they toss it and leave it, and I pull it quick to retrieve it. So Cosmo says you're fat. Well, I ain't down with that. So waist is small and the curves are kicking. Now I'm thinking about sticking to the beanpole dames in the magazines. You ain't it, miss thing. Give me sister, can't resist her. Red beans and rice didn't miss her. So I'm never had tried to diss, cause the girls were on my wrist. That game, but he chose to hit them, and I pull up quick to get with them. So ladies, if the blood is round, if you want a triple, let's throw down. Y'all 714, now move that floor, shake that dopey ass. Say I'm back home. Baby, don't fly. Baby, don't fly. Little in the middle, but she got much black. Little in the middle, but she got much black. Oh, see face with an IE booty. Little in the middle, but she got much black. Oh, see face with an IE booty. Little in the middle, but she got much black. Little in the middle. Little in the middle.
All right. Honestly, one of the greatest cover songs of all time. It cannot be beaten. So, after having said all or listened to all that, let's get on to what we actually were here for. So,
Right up here.
we'll pause it right there. This first clip I wanted to use, so we're basically going to be going through a couple different clips of different, it's predominantly this guy RVing, what's he titled again?
Sure.
rvertv. He does a pretty great job of going to physical locations all around the country in his RV, obviously. And he's got some drone shots and whatever. He actually is covered two of the locations that I'm going to be talking about today. So this first one is going to be High Jolly's tomb, which is in Quartzsite, Arizona. So the fascinating thing, or one of the fascinating things about High Jolly's tomb is first, if I can zoom in onto where it's at over here on my little map that's off screen. I know I'm not sharing it. Actually, share this tab instead. Here we go. So that you guys can see what I'm doing. So, if I just basically drop a pin right here, we can pull up our coordinates. This is part of the whole reason I wanted to do this is there's so many things that go along the 33rd parallel that cut through, obviously, Arizona. There's a lot of things along this line, so we're going to explore a few of those. And eventually, once we get to Phoenix, we will be crossing over into the 111th ley line going across the 33rd. So there's some other interesting spots there. This is High Jolly's tomb. You can look it up on Google Maps pretty easily, but we'll go back to sharing this tab instead. And we'll turn his volume down a little bit. Oh, I can't. I should. There we go. Basically, he's driving up to Quartzsite right now from one of the side ways. Let's see if I can skip. Nope, that's not what I want. If I do that, there we go. So we'll skip through. He finally gets. Quartzsite is a incredibly small town, as you'll notice, but it gets frequented by just people constantly all year long. One, because it's on a major road between Phoenix and Southern California, and then also you could hit it if you're wanting to go to Vegas, depending on which route you take. So it's on one of those main highways, which is funny that the highway is going along the 33rd. Begs the question to some degree, right? Yeah, like he said, heavily visited. I've been there twice myself. It's, yeah, you can see how small it is. It's literally, just pull right up and there's your cemetery. But you can see the pyramid is right there, and he gets some really good shots with the drone right now. I'm going to try and, for anybody listening, let you know what points it's worth it to actually pay attention to the screen and what points, it's not. Probably for the music stuff, it's not. At least I can give you that for now. So, here we go. It's like a giant orgonite pyramid. And I'll expand on that. I have a further theory that goes into Wilhelm Reich and all the crystal schizo bitches that we see on the internet. So, should be at least an entertaining stream that I have lined up going on. And if the fucking video ends up making it to where things are clipping out or whatever, I'm just going to cut the video because it's really not important to see me. So, let's see. I believe that is pretty much it as far as wanting to give like a visual of the city of Quartzsite, which, as you can see, it's not that large. That's pretty much what you're looking at, and then it's just surrounded by endless desert. And I mean shocking desert. For all the flat earth type arguers, you'd win your best argument out here because on some certain straightaways on these lines you can drive for about 30 to 40 miles and still be able to see some of these mountains on the horizon, which theoretically you shouldn't be able to see. So, you know, the fact that it's right next to the Quartzsite, literally the city's called Quartzsite, orgonite pyramid of High Jolly, who's a sketchy character in and of himself, which we will expand into while I pull up the next link. I'll let this run for a second.
Kind of monument. Like I said, there's been movies made about this. From all over the world, this has been visited by people. Little flags here. If you haven't stopped, check it out. History in the desert. But there's all kinds of history.
Bear with me. I'm trying to get it to go past the
Playlist.
fucking ads and things so that you guys don't have to listen to this. And this guy's at least a decent narrator, so.
All about Quartzsite. Talk soon.
Oh, did that seriously time that perfectly? All right. There we go. Thank you, sir, for your narration. We will return back to you in a moment. But to continue on, why is it such low graphics? Let's,
As the red goes,
here we go.
as it roamed the land, truth mixed with tall tales, and the
So, I forgot to press the cough button. Shame me if I forget to press it again later. So this is what's interesting about High Jolly. Actually, let me pull back up the Google Maps. Just so that way there's like something to look at while I'm talking. The interesting thing about High Jolly is his story, which there are a few different signs that talk about his story. But basically, his story is he was hired by the United States government to take a exploratory team of camels across the southwestern Arizona desert. The theory behind this was the terrain was similar to the Middle East, which was where the camels were shipped from, obviously. And they could probably survive or do pretty... is it just only those? It said there was more pictures. Sucks to suck. Let me pull up the best one in here then. Oh, that one's kind of cool. Yeah, because this will be help me keep on to the next topic. So, the whole thing about this is it proved successful, but because of the Civil War happening and everything going on during that time, they basically abandoned the project and left these... They literally let the camels just wander out into the wilderness. Some ended up actually being found in Texas and New Mexico and were brought back into the government, and you can look into the history of some of those camels that went on to actually go in. They died in in a war. Not a couple, you only die once, right? But I was talking about two different camels. So one, I believe, died of old age that they had for a while. They had some funny little name for him that they kept on the base as like their mascot. The other one they took out to some sort of battle. I'm skimming all that information because it's really not that important to tell the camel's life. Sorry, vegans. I just don't care that much. What up, Rusty? Just going through basically some ley line stuff, or some stuff basically along the 33rd that's goes through Arizona, and cutting it with cover songs and shit to kind of make it a entertaining morning show. See if I can't actually do a proper job of it. We'll judge at the end. But basically, going back to Hi Jolly's story, the fact that his name was probably Hajj Ali, and they couldn't pronounce his name, so they ended up naming him Hi Jolly, and then they ended up, for whatever reason, because they allegedly swore, he would have wanted it this way, or it's some honorable thing to bury him in a pyramid in the city of Quartzite, as if that makes any sense surface story-wise. The story then continues because some camels end up turning feral and then taking on their own lore themselves. Enter the... Nope, not that one. Oh, sucks to suck. Here we go. Share this tab instead. This is the legend. So I'll go default view so you can see it. The legend of the Red Ghost, which is this camel and the rider that was allegedly on it. So this is a fun short story that I'm gonna let kind of run in the background while I narrate it, because it's really not that deep of a story. Basically, they go through and let's see, skip. Really bad imagery. All right. Finally, to the camels. Oh, this really is bad visuals.
Davis.
But, yeah.
In a time before the
There we go.
Transcontinental Railroad, getting supplies across the
I
United
guess
States
this will
was a
probably work
challenging
better to
feat.
just have his
In
volume
an effort
up,
to solve this
because
problem, Congress
his
approved a
images don't do
$30,000
the
budget to purchase camels
proper
from the Middle
narrating.
East. Davis believed these camels would be perfectly suited to carry supplies
So
across
this
the harsh
is
Texas desert.
the whole
And
reasoning
in
behind Hi
1857,
Jolly.
75 camels were
too
purchased
high.
and put to work in the United States
right.
Army. 1,200 miles in the middle of summer in a barren land. Well, due to
Okay, skip. So yeah, see, there's some of them died in the battles. Camp Verde is another place out here in Phoenix. Sorry, not Phoenix, Arizona. That's
One
very
camel
interesting.
became part of the 43rd Mississippi Infantry and was nicknamed Old Douglas.
Yes,
However,
Old
it met its
Douglas,
end at the siege
the
of
Confederate
Vicksburg.
camel.
The Red Ghost was one of those feral camels, and the true story is that the Red Ghost
Oh, what a
traveled
glorious
a woman
story.
in 1883.
There you
And
go.
the story from the two miners is believed to be truthful as well. It wasn't until a rancher named Cyrus Hamblin spotted the Red Ghost across a ravine that
This
its
is where it
true
gets
identity
quite
was known.
interesting.
At the time, not many people would be able to recognize a camel. However, Hamblin spent several years in the southern part of California and
So,
saw some of the camels
this
brought in
guy
by Bill.
alleges,
states
or
that
people
there was
had
something
alleged that,
odd about
there
the
was a
hump of the
demon or the
camel.
devil himself
Because of the
riding on this
distance, he
camel,
couldn't
and
clearly
they
make
would
it
leave
out, but said that
clumps
it
of
appeared to
red
be a
fur all
silhouette
over
of
the
a man
place
strapped to
at
its
every
back.
place it went
No
to,
one
right?
doubted Hamlin's word that he saw the Red Ghost and that it was just a camel. But many believed he just saw the hump of the camel's back and nothing more. A few weeks later, a group of prospectors sighted the Red Ghost and moved within shooting range. The men let loose a volley of shots, and as the camel fled, they spotted something white fall off the back. The men quickly ran over, and to their disbelief and Hamblin's credit, it was a human skull with bits of scalp and hair still attached.
Isn't that
The great
wild?
legend and mystery behind
So
the
based,
Red
I mean,
Ghost finally came to
based
an end
on
when Mr.
how
Hastings
this
spotted the Red Ghost
body was
feeding on his
strapped to this
turnip patch.
camel, it
With one
seems
shot, he dropped the
that
camel.
this
When
person's
Mizzou
punishment
examined the body, he
basically
described that the camel
was
all
to
scarred up and had
be
rawhide
stuck
straps
to the
tied
back
around
of
its
this
body.
camel and
Some of these
forced to,
straps were on this camel
die
so
a
long
slow
that they were
death of
fused
this.
to its flesh.
Yeah.
And on the camel's back
Why
were the
would
remains of
somebody
the
be
dead.
strapped to a camel? You know, it's
Therapy with BetterHelp for a few years.
one of those types of ghost stories. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. All right. That's the quick and short story of the feral camels that existed as part of this whole fascinating story about High Jolly and the camels. But the story doesn't end there, because there was the reference to the red hair, which is most people, if you've done any digging into like the giants and stuff like that, they always reference like red hair, and the 6 fingers, 6 toes, blah, 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 blah. Everybody's heard Rob Skiba. So the reason I refer to that is because also out in this area, like, I mean, there's so many mixed up stories that things like the Superstition Mountains, the backstory of it was at one point these giants had fled to the Superstition Mountains to get away from the flood. So I think for me, putting these different pieces together, especially the aspect of Afghanistan, Iraq, Israel also, all those areas basically being along the 33rd parallel as well. The fact that there is a Baghdad, Arizona out here, all these different things are leading up to my theory that Arizona in some way is kind of trying to recreate these different Egyptian legends and lores and ancient history, because there is some, I don't know how much of it is real or how much can be confirmed, but I do know that we will be able to look into different people's stories and their claims, at least, that giants existed, and how the different areas around here got their names. So this guy's kind of corny. So I'm going to hopefully have it. That's not that bad. Okay. Where was I? I was trying to find some good parts in this, because he does talk about some interesting things, but, you know, he's just an obvious New Ager looking guy that, you know, they just kind of get under your skin after a while, right? Does anybody feel the same way about New Agers? I hope I'm not the only one. Okay, here we go. So that was where I was looking for. Not that far in, so we don't have to deal with him that much. Thank you. Thank you, Rusty. I needed that. They are goofy fucking Satanists. And we're going to dunk on them more in a little bit on this stream, because we're going to be getting into Wilhelm Reich and all these goofy ass crystal bitches that are all over the internet. So this is why I find it fascinating that there is that. That's funny. There is a tying thread, a red thread, if you will, that ties between the feral camels and then being associated with the giants with the red hair, and then also where the camels are found, especially the feral ones or the ghost story areas, are also areas where people also claim to see giants. So there is that little red thread that connects the things. Let's see, where am I as far as my notes go? Because I want to make sure that I'm on track. I am going to actually make sure that I stay on track by taking a music break, because you get the idea. Like, so if you've never heard about the story of the giant of Kandahar, that's why this has also been fascinating to me. It's this, it's always this similar type of story of the giants handling things this way, and I don't doubt that giants existed. It's just I do find it funny that funny and fascinating that they are very predictable stories, which in my mind could possibly suggest some like legitimacy to these things because they prevailing tendencies. So enough of that. Let's get to, yeah, we're gonna do these two songs. Actually, ooh, all right. We'll go back to our covers, and I think I'm gonna do these. All right. Thank you for your service. Go. Please, no ads.
You're always
No
saying be the
whammy.
change.
Oh,
So come on,
sucks
man.
to suck.
Be the change.
All right.
Let's do this.
We're almost there.
This is Gal. He just survived the shipwreck and found two
betrayed.
exotic beauties flirting with him. Two
A lot of brothers out there have been flaking and perpetrating, but scared to kick reality.
Even doing all that dope producing, had a chance to show them what time it is.
Well, what you want me to do?
Express yourself. I'm expressing with my full capability. Now I'm living in correctional facilities. Cause some don't agree with how I do
me know if
this.
that's
I get
too
straight
loud,
up meditate
actually.
like a
Yeah.
Buddhist. I'm driving flame and my behavior is hereditary. But my technique is very necessary. Blame it on Skilo. Because he said it gets funky. When you get excited, then a planetary. I don't know, don't run. And that'll make you say.
All right. I'm going to check over my notes while I let some music run, and I'll be right back.
Even if Yella makes it a cappella, I still express, yo, I don't smoke weed or cess. Cause it's known to give a brother brain damage. And brain damage on the mic don't manage nothing but making a suck and you equal. Don't be another sequel. Express yourself. Express yourself. Express yourself. Woo. Now, getting back to the PG, that's program, and it's easy. Sea-Dog's back, New Jacks, I mean hollow. Expressing interceptions because they like to follow the words, the style, the trend, the records I spin again and again. Yo, you're on the other end. Watch your brother playing dope rhymes with no help. There's no fastening gas while I'm expressing myself. It's crazy to say people society wants it to be, but not me. Ruthless is the way they go solo. All the same rhymes that fail to be original. Or they kill where the hip-hop starts. Forget about the ghetto and rap for the pop chart. Some musicians curse at home. Scared to use profanity when up on the microphone. They really start to write a little fiction. I take a stand after the show. They got looking for the dope man. They banned the crew from the radio. Here SAS and sound. But you know it ain't all about woe. As long as you make a note to express yourself. Express yourself. Express yourself. Express yourself. Come on and do it. Cause if you wanna start to move up the chart, then expression is a big part of it. Big part of it. Expression is a big part of it. A big part of it. There's a little bit more to show. I got rhymes in my mind and better like an embryo. Or a lesson, all of you guessing. And if you start fessing, I got nothing to bless it for you. I might ignore your record because it has no bottom. I get loose in the summer, winter, spring, and autumn. It's Sea-Dog on the mic, getting physical, doing the job. Stretch Armstrong is original. This is the cow, but you know you need it. And the knowledge is growing like a fetus. Over to my head, the rumor. Sea-Dog's in the neighborhood and he's up to no good. When I start expressing myself, feel a slamming. If I stay funky, yo, I'm doing damage. I'm a beat too high and need a straight jacket. Got knowledge and all the suckers like it. When you see Sea-Dog and DJ on my mic, what's it like? It's like we're getting hype tonight, but if you strike, it ain't for you doing hey. I never knew that everything was falling through. That everyone I knew was waiting on a cue to turn and run when all I needed was the truth. But that's how it's gotta be. It's coming to
Yo, banger. All right, so we are back. Let's pull up this because this is where we are headed to next. The Casa Grande Ruins National Monument. It's also known as the Sivan Vakih, Sivan, next word, Vahkih, which literally translated means big house. Now, the reason I'm bringing up both these things is because, so to give also like a little bit of a side context, there's a little bit of nuance when it comes to picking out historical or important markers that go along ley lines. So I'll give you an example right here. So if I go to click over here so I can just drop a pin, you can see the Superstition Mountains that I was just talking about and the whole story about the Nephilim, the flood, all that stuff being referred to even back into Native American times is along the 33rd and 111th. However, at the same time, there is the Casa Grande ruins, which we are headed to momentarily. These two are basically like, I want to say 2 hours or so apart, depending on which way you take to get there. So we got to click on here to drop a pin real quick, pull up a really quick number. It is also on the 33rd and 111th. So this entire area, basically, that's why, Phoenix, the Valley of the Sun, blah, 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 has all these different things in it, and around it, we'll be getting to the Gate of the God later. And the 9/11 memorials. What was the fucking... is everything on there? Yeah, it looks like everything's on there. All right. So, just wanted to make sure I had... Yeah, so I covered that as far as my musical break allowed me to be able to double back on that so that I didn't miss that point. So, again, heading to the Casa Grande ruins. It's fun to just do dumb shit like that. So, we're going back to visit the ruins with our good friend rvertv. Now he's pulling up, and I guess I'll leave it low. Basically, this place is allegedly over 100 years old. It might be that old. It might be even older. Who knows, really? But I do find it fascinating that along the at the intersection, basically, of the 33rd and 111th, is essentially, the big house, or the White House, the big White House. Whereas in the new Freemasonic world, country, nation that we have, it is set in D.C. along different ley lines. So if you go and dig into, when did things change or get taken over, blah, 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 it's also funny because the founding of Arizona marks one of the biggest feminist wins in history, because the year basically that Arizona became a state was women were immediately given the right to vote, so it was considered a big win. And there's always been a big prevailing democratic type of bent to things, which I think is fascinating. Almost like there's that libertarian type of injection of the future modern
Start with this one.
not constitutional type of state, but that's also got a mix of progressive. So it's interesting to have that mix, because people predominantly expect that Arizona is this backwards redneck type of state, which its founding says almost completely differently. So which party was which indeed. So hopefully I'm not getting talked over by this guy, because he's obviously just going to give kind of a little bit of a normie take on this stuff. He's just a viewer of these different things, which is nice for me, because then I can talk my own bullshit on top of it. But if his narration gets annoying, let me know and I can mute it.
Primitive. I call it pretty creative engineering. I mean, look at this, 700 plus years and it's still standing.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I was way off.
You can't even go to
700.
Home Depot and get a
I
straight
thought
2x4.
100. Oh, also, I had it pulled up. What's
Built this stuff out
just
of mud.
everything about basically, all the different land locations like this. The address for
Go back in time.
this place is 1199 West Ruins Drive. Of all the numbers you could have chosen for your arbitrary street that you had to create just to get to this random site in the middle of the desert, off on the side of your small ass town. Because believe me, they're damn near vacant. This is probably the highest population condensed area.
Look how thick those walls are. That's got to be 3 to 4 feet thick. Engineered
So the reason I find this fascinating is because, well,
Maybe
let's
it's like a
see,
concrete
where
mixture. They had
is
concrete
my
back then,
next
I'm sure.
note?
But look at the structure. Look at this thing.
It's almost as if this old government was taken over by what I would argue was the new Freemasonic government, which was based off of ancient Eastern mysticism and pyramid Egyptian bullshit, down to the fact that his life story seems almost like it's a poor representation or recreation rather of the Isis and Osiris story, because his wife ends up living on after him, and I forget whatever. I'll let this guy chat for a second while I pull up this video, because this is where we're going to next. To Governor Hunt's tomb. Actually, before that, we are going to go over his biography for a second. Sorry. Because, well, if this White House was the old one, what's the new government like? Well, this guy was the guy who founded Arizona, so we'll see. God, that is just good old music. Why is this guy not a predictive programming type of a Teddy Roosevelt clone bullshit theory? Like, where is that one? Because he looks exactly like it. Look at it. He's almost got the hidden hand right there in the picture. Of course the banks were there. Of course, even before the state was a state, there was a bank. What do you not understand? That's funny. Look at that. That is Teddy Roosevelt meets American Psycho. As a Democrat. So what she's saying is, with his little bait and switch that he pulls right here, he basically, there you go, he hid his agenda, very Jewy thing to do, at the constitutional meeting, and then once it was deemed a state, he was like, oh, Uno reverse. Look at that belly. That's like a Ben size. Oh my god. He's the yeah, no, he's got to be Teddy fucking Roosevelt. Like, They were the same actor. So you can see how, even though people make the argument that Arizona is one kind of way, you can see it's very interesting. This Humpty Dumpty looking motherfucker comes in under false pretenses. Oh, surprise, surprise, after he spent some time working at a bank and he was subversive. He outlawed executions, folks. How much more worse can it get? Right. Because what happens with all leftist things? They argue for progressiveness, they argue for equality, they argue for power, and then once they have it, they keep a stranglehold on it. So this is why it gets interesting, because he goes to the Far East. He ends up actually going to Egypt as well, which is why they suggest, you know, he was infatuated by Egypt, so he just made his tomb a pyramid. Oh, coincidence. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. So there's a quick video of that. I'm going to let this play out for the last minute while I pull up the next clip of Hunt's tomb itself. A white pyramid. Oh shit. I'm sorry. I fucked up all of that. That was my bad. I appreciate you guys shaming me for it though, because if I'm gonna be able to, if I'm gonna be able to do this from time to time, I should probably actually be smart. Damn it. My bad. All right. Do you guys want to see that again, or do you? Because like you guys were able to hear that, right? Yeah. No, it's fine. Because do I want to do it? No, we're just gonna keep on rolling. Don't get hung up on failures. They're speed bumps, not stop signs.
Do yours have the
Oh fuck! It's just one thing after another. God damn it! All right, just kidding. I'm being very dramatic. All right. So this is the next clip I wanted to pull up, which actually goes to Governor Hunt's tomb. So they'll obviously pull up pictures of him so you can see what he looks like. If you were able to hear him, hear that stuff, hopefully that worked out. And you'll be able to put a face to the name and all that happy horse shit.
Papago Park views are hard to beat.
It's a lot of free amusement.
Come on. All right, it's only 4 minutes long, so I'll let them do their narrating bullshit.
Even in death, he wanted to include all of the population of Phoenix in being able to see his pyramid.
Pyramid? Yes, you heard that right. And this 20-foot tall structure, which serves as a mausoleum, is hard to miss.
For somebody to decide they were going to entomb themselves and their family in a pyramid.
Again, right dead center of crossing the 33rd and 111th is where he's buried.
He was interested in politics, so he came to Phoenix, became a part of the early 1900 legislature at that time. He ran for governor.
So listen to how he's explained by this guy versus the previous one.
The territory who became the governor of the state of Arizona when it became a state in 1912.
But why?
Right. After 9/11, it was established. The new government. The White House collapsed and became a ruin. And this guy went over to the east and got himself some enlightenment.
I think really motivated him the most was in 1922, King Tut's tomb was found in
Yeah,
Egypt.
there you go.
And so it created what was called a pyramid mania.
Feel the
It's just a pyramid mania. Just a pyramid mania.
Which is fitting since his final resting place now overlooks the zoo.
From this breathtaking vantage point, you can pick out the giraffes at the Phoenix Zoo. You can also look over and watch planes take off and land from Sky Harbor and get a breathtaking view of downtown Phoenix. But right here at this spot, you'll also learn the history of who else is memorialized inside of this white pyramid.
There's 5 people in there, Governor Hunt, his wife, her sister, and her parents, that are in caskets, and then the Hunt's daughter and her husband are in urns.
The governor's wife, Helen, died first.
So it's basically set up like a, ancient Egyptian burial tomb.
It's a fun thing to envision the thought of...
Because he's buried in there with his servants, basically. Like it.
Webb is known for developing the Sun City retirement community and was
Oh yeah, I need to go into the Sun City retirement community on an episode. It is absolutely wild.
For nearly 100 years.
To visit is simple. Head to Papago Park, go past Hole in the Rock, and go to the top of the hill, where you will find this parking lot. Once you get out, you take a few steps up this little trail, and at the very top, you'll find Hunt's tomb.
So when you look back at the collective story, you feel it really was the wife's influence, that less of maybe influence on himself, more influence on honoring his wife.
Yes, absolutely.
The Sophia, if you will.
Maybe a love story, a
Well, it
pyramid
could
love
very
story.
well be, yeah.
Or maybe an Isis and Osiris story.
Of course, when you lose a spouse,
Oh, if you lose a spouse, you go to try and rediscover him again. You go and try and hunt him down.
Of this uniquely Arizona amusement and memorial is admiration.
Yeah. So, it is just fascinating to me, living out here, how much stuff is just dedicated to this ancient Egyptian randomness. And it's obviously not random, because if there's this much effort going into it, there's something to it. But honestly, I'm getting to a point where I would compare their knowledge, they being the world controllers, the lizard people, the clones, whatever you want to call them, their explanation of being able to harness the powers of this world by placing things on this giant board or by performing rituals, blah blah blah. For lack of a better analogy, it's the equivalent of somebody going out onto the ocean with a surfboard, riding a wave all the way into the shore, and then coming up to you saying, "I know how to make waves." Like, no, you're riding it. Like, the wave is completely unaffected by you. You are only experiencing it. Like, you don't know how to create that stuff. You can't make a wave stop. You can't make the pattern stop, right? So I think a lot of people just try to, or rulers, whatever, try to either inflate their, I don't know, prowess or stature to make them seem as if they are gods, because there is that goal of man wanting to become God, or they actually think that they can, harness these powers, which I very seriously doubt. Let's see, where are we going to next? I'm going to actually, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull up on here the last 2 locations, and then we'll go to another song break, because then we'll be shifting gears. But these, let's see, which one do I want to do first? Yeah, we'll do, so this one is a really fun one, because it's just titled Historical Marker, as you can see here. This spot is just titled Historical Marker, but it is in the dead center of downtown Phoenix, right next to a ton of other... God damn it. Stop sucking. Alright, there we go. Ton of other monuments. But this one, for some reason, has been turned into just historical marker and is temporarily closed. So, for example, let's go around this little circle here, shall we? We can go look at the Field Cross. Cool memorial. The Arizona Korean War Memorial. Oh, is it seriously not gonna have a picture for it? Shame. Ton of different memorials. Purple Cross Memorial, the Bill of Rights Monument. Very, very good, powerful monument there. And then here is the 10 Commandments. I was 12 disciples. That's what I was thinking. So that's what those are there, which is also interesting that they aren't marked. But also, I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, the USS Arizona Mast Memorial is here. The USS Arizona Anchor is here. But for some reason, this little inconspicuous fucking circle is just a historical marker. And it's temporarily closed. But if I drop my little guy over here, let's get a good look at what this thing is. Why, that looks oddly ring-shaped. Some might even say Saturnian. This is the 9/11 Memorial in downtown Phoenix. It's literally a ring of Saturn. Like, I don't know how much more on the nose, pun intended, you can get. So, this was funny because it was, obviously a more modern piece of architecture. Couldn't have happened earlier than 2001, or else that would just add further questions. All right. Let us pull up the last location, which is one that I found out in the middle of nowhere in my off-roading explorations not that long ago. I used to have a video of it, but my old IG got nuked. What up, Provo? Just going over some cool locations around Phoenix and Arizona in general, going across the 33rd parallel, giving some cover song breaks in between just so that I can also keep my focus and hopefully make an entertaining show as well. But this being the last spot that I'm going to highlight for at least this stream till I maybe revisit this whole topic, is the Gate of God. It's literally a gigantic fucking triangle that's been clear cut in the middle of the fucking desert. Just really inconspicuous. Steve's Pickleball Ranch. That's funny. So I don't remember exactly how. Yeah, the giant triangle, the gate to God. It's obviously this is what it was originally. But when I tried actually looking up information on this, there was very little. Very, very little. triangle. The pyramid was Governor Hunt's tomb. So this is literally just land that's been clear cut. These oh damn it. These lines are about, I want to say like they're about 50 yards long. So like it's not a small thing. I wonder if I can drop my little guy here. Oh, you bastard. Okay. But so it's just fascinating to me that, of course, there's an Air Force base very near here. Let's zoom out and see if we can actually target where it is. I'm pretty sure that's where this might be it. Is that it? Oh no, it's the something else. But jets and shit fly over here all the time. It's a whole thing. But let's see if I can pull up what pictures do we have in here. So this is what it looks like on the ground. These clear spots that are clear cut. And what's funny, actually, is at the dead center. What the hell does that say? I don't know. At the dead center of these is a cactus, which, based on its size, I can only assume was at least like 100 years old. Pretty big cactus. I want to say like probably 30 feet high, which would also be hilarious. You know, the whole 3 numbers. Ah! Oh my God! Wow! Here we go. There's a picture for your ass. Yeah, obviously sky view of this spot. It is, and it's like low res or blurry or something, but it is a fascinating spot. Yeah, you can see right here is where 2 of the points come together. These are the inner sides of the points, so obviously the line, the width, if you think of it like a Sharpie line drawing, the other side of the line extends further out this way. That's a decent picture, that helps. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, here's another decent photo so you can kind of get it. That trail you could probably stand like 3 people shoulder to shoulder, and they'd be able to walk kind of pretty comfortably. So to just give you kind of scope of how big this thing is. And in there, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a cactus there. So again, just kind of funny, strange things that you find out in the desert when you go looking. Especially when you go looking along ley lines. So let's see, do I have any other ones to show to you guys before I take another break? So, oh yeah, again, to reiterate, there is nuance in the whole numbers thing, because again, this is still technically on the 33rd, but it is just barely outside of the 111th. So you can triangulate yourself with ley lines. All right, enough with all those stupid jokes. Let's see what I got next. I've covered all of those landmark things. So basically at this point we're going to be shifting gears and going to be talking about Wilhelm Reich, orgonite, and the cult following that is behind Wilhelm Reich and all of his beliefs, and why it is fascinating to me if we go from the ley line level down to the human personal level, the difference between these pyramids and locations and powers that people believe they hold. So I will be back. Let's see. I want to just play like 2 back to back so that it's easy. I think this is going to be the 2. All right. I'll see you guys in a little bit.
now that we've made travel so expensive, we have this hotel to ourselves.
How'd you get here?
Kayak. They compared hundreds of travel sites to find a great deal on my flight, car, and hotel.
Kayak. Search one and done.
Well, I guess it would be nice if I could touch your body. I know not everybody has got a body like me, but I gotta think twice before I give my heart away. And I know all the games you play, 'cause I play them too. Oh, but I need some time off from that emotion. Time to pick my heart up off the floor. When that love comes down without devotion, well, it takes a strong man, baby, but I'm showing you that door. Run, gotta have faith. Gotta have faith. Gotta have faith. Gotta have faith, baby. I know you're asking me to stay. Say please, please, please don't go away, 'cause you're giving me the blues. Baby, you might mean all the words you say. Can't help but think of yesterday, and another who tied me down to the love of one you. Before this river becomes an ocean, before you pick my heart up off the floor. When that love comes down without devotion, well, it takes a strong man, baby, but I'm showing you that door. I gotta have faith. Gotta have faith. Gotta have faith. Gotta have faith. Get the f*** up.
All right, so we are back. Wanted to jump back to the 9/11 memorial real quick before we move on to the next thing, because this is just funny to me because it's from Al Jazeera, first of all. But second of all, that 9/11 memorial is under controversy because of somebody caring too much about something. But you can see that's the memorial itself. Yeah, it's not really that important to hear what this goofball has to say, but you can get the idea of, you know, just the size of it and how hilarious. It's literally just a Saturn ring. So, all right. So to the next topic, I'm going to mute this guy, but keep him up so that there's visual going on while I'm rambling, pulling up the next thing. I wanted to move on to the topic of orgonite and the crazy fucking schizo people that exist in the world that are buying into this stuff, and why, if you don't actually dig into who created these ideas, you'll never understand why it's important that the roots are poison. Even if the fruit seems to be good, the fruit has to be poisonous because it comes from poisonous roots. So, having said that, you'll notice I'm pulling up a Vice video. Fucking Vice. Vice went the way of Rage Against the Machine. They went on behalf of the machine. The fucking goobers. But this is relevant because I don't know much about this guy, this Mr. Tachyon person, but apparently he's some non-binary alien Fruit Loop, or he's just playing a bit. Either way, not really that relevant. Let's get this going. So,
orgone accumulator using Reich's original design. His plans call for alternating layers of metal.
This is his attempt at creating our friend Wilhelm Reich, which we will dig into momentarily, his backstory. Basically why this is so weird, because...
My hypothesis is that the subjects in the accumulator will be affected by the orgone energy, while those in the fake box will not.
Each subject will be connected to a series of sensors to measure heart rate, breathing, temperature,
I need to speed this trash up.
It just felt like I was a bit high almost in the way. I don't know if this is intentional, but this room is the perfect temperature. It's like weird.
I think at one point I was kind of just like zoned out.
It feels like tingly in my chest. That's weird, actually.
I think it's kind of feel a bit tingly now, actually.
I felt really calm, but then also I had like a sense of energy.
My energy and the energy in the box was just like one.
Just
And then at the very end, I kind of felt
psychotic shit.
Based on the subject's preliminary responses, the orgone accumulator is having an impact. Next, I send a group into the fake accumulator.
I felt very claustrophobic and hot. I feel really anxious.
It's literally not even the same setup. Like, how can you... like, if you look at the inside, it's not the same. Like, that's why... Oh, well, whatever. It's so obvious why it would be kind of different if you had the cold metal around you. It's going to feel cooler, whereas the wood, blah, you get it.
To help me find out why, I'll turn to my sensors.
Right. So this guy has no idea what he's talking about, but he continues to go on and making different videos where he's trying to figure out what he is or who he is. Where? Let's see. This should be the one. Come on.
Most people have no clue that in 2023 the best way to make money on Amazon is not with physical products.
What? Come on. Let me select the thing. There we go.
And the best part is,
no, that's not the link I wanted. Damn. Alright, we're flying off the rails. Actually, we'll just jump over to this since that was going horribly. Basically, while I let this run, this is another person who is a big fan of Wilhelm Reich, and she talks about another one of his inventions. Now, I'm trying to set this up in a way to show you, there's a lot of people that believe all these different things have power, but they never stop to question the person. She's kind of quiet, so I'm going to try and...
conflicting force now
That should be better,
our clinical
hopefully.
work between mind and body. It's probably been the best it's ever been, but it's still...
And this one is good because,
her own unconscious,
right, she does her
like
whole...
a receptive organ towards the transmitting unconscious of the patient. So that your
So she talks about Wilhelm Reich's idea of breaking down the spiritual armor of people and basically leaving them open and broken, if you will, if you were to talk about it in more modern MK Ultra standards.
With your energy. And we talk about the autonomic nervous system as well. So you've got the breath, energy, whether it's higher energy or lower energy. Okay? So Freud himself attended lectures on phenomenology.
That was another thing. Reich was an understudy of Freud, so...
So Freud, as you will all know, quite controversially, with his clients' bodies, he massaged his patients. He pinched them, he kneaded them, he stroked them, he pressed their foreheads, okay? He paid minute attention to their ailments, aches, pains, tics, fidgets...
This lady's so invested into her just bullshit.
Sexual arousal, okay? And Freud himself spoke of an existence of an energy in the body. He called it... an electrical charge spread over the surface of the body. Again, at this time, this was hugely controversial to be talking about a body and energy, something that people cannot control, and really, this is about the power of mind, talking about the unconscious. Okay, now the unconscious is scary, right? Because people can't control the unconscious. So again, and I love this quote: "It is a very remarkable thing that the unconscious of one human being can react upon that of another without passing through the conscious." I'll say that again, right? So.
Get to the...
And Freud, we're still talking, everyone's heard of Freud. Not that many people have heard of William Reich.
There we go.
I love William Reich. And William Reich was one of Freud's early disciples. And Reich placed emphasis on body, energy, and the breath. So when I was researching this, for me, this really came alive for me.
For all the research she did, she didn't really look into the things that he did to people or why he was arrested and why he was... all of his information was burned.
William Reich talked about every muscular rigidity. So think of the holding in the body.
My sneaking suspicion is for the same reason that during a certain time in Germany, certain books were burned.
Let me just bring this in. I've got one of these here. It's called the Weeping Buddha. You can get the...
So this is where it gets... actually, I'll just let her say her shit. Because she really does a bad job of showing it right here. But
okay. So Reich used the phrase character armor. So the sum total of...
Look at this. This looks like just basically somebody... He talked... Yeah, character armor. Breaking down somebody's armor. Does this look like somebody who's breaking down their armor? No, this looks like somebody who's just actually broken. And they call it the Weeping Buddha.
Typical character armor, which an individual develops as a blocking against his emotional excitations, resulting in rigidity of the body, a lack of emotional contact, and a deadness. This is from 1945. When I was researching this really connected with me. So if you think about my clients, your clients, and talk about the numbness, the deadness, frozen.
All right. So I'm going to save this song for later. Because this is allegedly the whole story in song form of Wilhelm Reich. The only problem is they seem to continually leave out his backstory of him just being a absolute deviant garbage snake oil salesman, pretty much.
Have you ever tried plant medicine?
All right. I'm sorry. I'm never going to pay for YouTube, though.
Today. But what exactly is plant medicine?
The early days of psychoanalysis are often imagined as a deeply sexual, dark, and taboo period in the study of psychology. Many may look at Freud's obsession with mother-loving, for example. However, one character remains fairly unknown, despite the fact that he is very likely the freakiest psychoanalyst in the history of the field.
This one I wanted to pull up because, I mean, just the artwork is great, and it is easy for me to kind of talk over. But I'll let it run for a second.
The family maid at the age of 4, how he would watch the animals in moments of pleasure, how he would pleasure himself while whipping the horses, how he would sleep with one of the servants almost daily, and from the age of 11, and that he would frequently visit brothels starting at the age of 15. He also described the diva-erotic fantasies he developed for his mother. His mother would play a crucial role.
So this is the person that's making the Orgasmatron, the Cloudbuster, the Orgonite. You know what Orgonite ends up actually turning out to be? Sexual energy.
Soon afterwards, he was sent to an all-male gymnasium.
That's why it's, you know, I should find Wizard and get his goofy ass up here to talk word magic. Because he used Orgonite as the new invention word to explain sexual energy as orgasms and things are the energies that we create that we can harness through that, you know, stupid box or these pipes that basically can do cloud busting, and eventually turns into the orgonite pyramids that we see today. They're just the clear resin with the metal shavings and coils of copper mixed in.
A study of the antisocial personalities that he had encountered while working with different patients. His book would greatly impress Freud and elevate his status to the executive committee of the
So let's see.
Orgasm is the primary
Yeah.
Nonetheless, Reich had reached professionally great heights and soon embraced his natural interest in sexuality. He developed his theory of orgastic potency, the idea that the ability for emotional release and to lose oneself through orgasm is the primary object of character analysis. As he wrote, it is not just to embrace in itself, not the intercourse. It is the real emotional experience of the loss of your ego.
Why would you ever take the advice or information on the way the world operates from somebody whose background is a completely destroyed childhood, such as this guy? Like, I get it, there's, you know, there's people that can overcome and, you know, all this stuff, but this guy was literally abusing animals for pleasure. Why do we call these people philosophers? Why do we give them such leniency? They're just deviants. They're just horrible people who can pontificate and walk around their deviancy, and they have to, because if they were to honestly and openly explain what they were doing, it would be proven that it's horrific.
Although he was able to join the Communist Party of Germany and set up his own publishing house, he was soon banned from publishing after he openly promoted adolescent sexuality.
Ta-da!
He also ended his marriage and fled to Denmark with his new love interest.
He was a communist.
He was also banned from the Communist Party and psychoanalytic circles for promoting teenage sexuality.
I'm surprised the communists kicked him out for that. Usually they're a big fan of that.
After he was kicked out of Sweden, he returned to Denmark to practice fetishedotherapy. Based upon his idea that the analyst should help alleviate the patient's body armor, this form of therapy was an attempt to reach some sort of emotional release.
This is all the actual history of this person. And this is, again, why it's so important to hit these New Agers as hard as possible, because what they're basically promoting is this. And they may not know it, but like the teachings, in the same way libertarian arguments are a cancerous type of baseline that allows for a society that we live in now to currently be able to crop up later. Like having these open leniencies or permissions, like saying you can be a god by creating resin cloudbuster things and all this garbage, is the root of it, because it eventually circles back to the root. It eventually circles back into open degeneracy. How do I know this? We're seeing it today.
Although he grew more isolated during this period. In 1939, Reich declared that he had discovered a cosmic energy that may have been an extension of the Freudian notion of libido. He called this organe energy, the energy of light.
Ta-da!
When using an organoscope on the night sky. He developed orgone accumulators that he hoped would cure cancer and schizophrenia, and began using them despite the fact
He wanted to cure schizophrenia. It was because he was suffering from it.
visit him, and they talked for 5 hours about this biologically effective energy that Reich believed could be used as a weapon against fascism. Einstein was gifted an orgone accumulator and experimented with it for over 10 days. Unimpressed by his results, Reich responded with a 25
Unimpressed.
Einstein would never
because Einstein was a plant and he was a fake person. Like that gives more legitimacy to Reich, because Reich was a legitimate one. He fought for truthers before there was truthers. Get the fuck out of here. They're both idiots.
And the New Republic published The Strange Case of Wilhelm Reich, authored by Mildred Brady. This spotlight encouraged the FDA to look into Reich's health claims and found that much of his practices appeared to be some sort of fraud mixed with sexual exploitation. They soon blocked orgone accumulators and banned promotional literature.
Bam.
Discouraged, Reich established the Orgonomic Infant Research Center, where he held meetings.
The what? Let's run that back again, just so that we can really, truly drive home how fucking decrepit and really how you should absolutely shame anybody that gets these pyramid things.
FDA to look into Reich's health claims and found that much of his practices appeared to be some sort of fraud mixed with sexual exploitation. They soon blocked orgone accumulators and banned promotional literature. Not discouraged, Reich established the Orgonomic Infant Research Center, where he held meetings in his basement to assess the character armor of children. Several allegations of child abuse were launched at the center as kids were forced to stand nude in front of therapists. The last few years of Reich's life are no less weird. He would go on to claim that he had discovered deadly orgone radiation and
Wood chippers everywhere.
energy in the atmosphere and to create
Well, actually, not even everywhere. Just a lot of cameras on one wood chipper. Like, it would solve so many things. Psychological warfare is so finely tuned at this point that not much bloodshed has to happen to get people to realize you fuck around and you continue this bullshit, and it's going to get worse for the people that have thought they could have run of the place when people get fed up.
Reich would write to his son Peter, who was 13, telling him that he cried often and was looking forward to see him. They'd even make plans to eat at their favorite restaurant once he was free. Unfortunately, that day never came, as Wilhelm Reich passed away due to heart failure on November 3rd, 1957.
So once this ends, which is in a minute, I'm going to jump back to that Cloudbuster song. I think at that point I'll probably play another song and hang out and chat, but call it after that, because this is pretty much the point that I wanted to reach, and I feel like I've pretty well done the comparison. I might have missed some things, but you know what, if I did, that's fine. I'm at, how long am I at this point? Fuck. I don't know. It's probably over an hour. So, hey, what's up, Ginger Ridge? Okay. Focus. Wanted to go back to this. What's the speed at? I'm not, oh yeah, I gotta slow this down. All right. So, now that you have heard the true history of Wilhelm Reich, let's listen to the song about Wilhelm Reich and the pretty music video that went along with it. Yeah. Wild. Absolutely wild. Just... I don't know if everybody else has seen what I'm seeing, but like, the way that it's painted is the same way every other sort of like propaganda. And, you know, God bless him for making some really good music video propaganda, but obviously that's supposed to look like a little fucking Raggedy Andy looking kid. And somehow we're supposed to feel bad for this guy. The Cloudbuster! This chitty chitty bang bang looking monstrosity. They did it! They busted that cloud! The cloud's busted! We busted it! Horrible. Horrible. All fake woo-woo stuff. And like I said, even if they did manage to do something like this, it's no more profound than like cloud seeding, which has already been done. It's not magical, mystical power. It's very easy input, you know, put this in, this is the result type of thing. It's insane. And yet this bitch, this fucking dork ass, this woman, Lorna Ayens, psychotherapist, MSc, goofy, broad, is trying to convince me that I'm supposed to care. This woman, this Karen ass British looking mess.
People, the beats that I'm going to mention are about breath. Where's your breath right now?
Bronze ass goofy fucking cheek, clear cat eyeglass frames. Look at that. This wants me to think that Wilhelm Reich is a reputable source. I wouldn't trust this broad with $1. I wouldn't trust her with input on anything. And yet, we somehow allow for these people to influence the whole of society because of some, like, misunderstood clout bullshit. So, Chunky's honking outside, so that means she probably wants some food. So, I gotta go get some work done. in the yard and get my day going. But wanted to leave you with that. Don't let like bullshit like this slide. Don't let it happen. It's unacceptable that people still get away with talking about stuff like this and people around them entertain their ideas as if it's like a legitimate way of thinking. So that's about it. We're going to play this last song and then we will be calling it a day. Hey, what's up, man? Came in right at the last bit. Last song's shout out to you.
And I'm one of the 30 AI voices from SpeechLab. You listen to this video.
It's all good, man.
You think that we connect, that the chemistry's correct. Your words walk right through my ears, presuming I like what I hear. Now I'm stuck in the web you're spinning. You got me for your prey. Sorry, I'm not home right now. I'm walking into spider whistle, leave a message, I'll call you back. A likely story, yeah. Leave a message and I'll call you back.
Peace out, niggas.
You're intruding on what's mine when you're taking up my time. Don't have the courage inside me to tell you, please let me be. Communication, a telephonic invasion, a planning my escape. Sorry, I'm not home right now. I'm walking into spider whistle, leave a message.
Let me know if this setup works. I might try and do this more, just having songs in between stuff so I can make sure I stay focused. But hope y'all are doing good. We're wrapping it up. We'll see how many copyright strikes I can get by playing exclusively cover songs. I'll let you guys know in the details after. No, not Real Tough Guy music at all. But they did have a song with the singer of Bury Your Dead, and it was pretty tight back in the day. So that's it, homies. Have a good day or good night, wherever you're at. Yes, it is a Pantera line. Yes, exactly. You're right. Yes, you got the reference.